right, so in part 2, we're going to be continuing what we talked about in part 1, which is using sine and cosine from section 3 as parent graphs and what happens as we multiply by numbers inside the parentheses and outside the parentheses. All right, so if we take a look, so again, we're dealing with y equals sine of theta as our parent graph. And then what we're doing in this one is multiplying theta by 2. So this is different than the previous problem because the previous problem, the 2 was outside the sign. Now the 2 is inside the function or inside the parentheses. So that makes it horizontal. And like we always say, anytime it's horizontal, that means that we have work to do. So that means that my scale factor is never going to be what it looks like. So in this case, the scale factor is going to be the reciprocal, or 1/2. And again, because it's inside the parentheses, it's a horizontal change, and 1/2 is less than 1, so that means it's a compression. So we're going to say that this is compressed horizontally. By a scale factor of 1/2. So again, the scale factor is always the reciprocal of what's inside. So here's what happens if we have y is equal to sine of theta. Remember we said it's periodic because it's equal to the sine of theta plus 2 pi. So 2 pi is a period of sine of theta. So in this case, we have y is equal to 2 theta. So again, just like in the previous one, we can say that that's the same as 2 theta plus 2 pi. So if I factor out the 2, that leaves me with theta plus pi. And what that tells me is that pi is now the period of my sine function instead of 2 pi. And so the period of a function, if I have y is equal to sine k theta, that's the same as k theta plus 2 pi, because again, 2 pi is the normal period of sine of theta. And if we factor out a k, we get k theta divided by k is going to be theta, and 2 pi divided by k is going to be just that, 2 pi over k. So that means that 2 pi over k is the period of a function of sine. Or we can say that it's 1 over k, which is that scale factor, times the normal period for sine, which is 2 pi. So it's the period of sine or cosine divided by k. So let me cover myself here. So it's similar to horizontal expansion or compression, where 1 over k is the scale factor. All right, so if we take a look at these graphs, notice again, we're going to do a dashed line for y is equal to sine of theta. So this would be pi over 2. This would be pi. This would be 3 pi over 2. And this would be 2 pi. And my height is 1 or -1, right? And then again, back to the unit circle, the sine of 0 is 0. And then for sine, we make a hill and then we make a valley. So this is the graph of my parent function. And so what this is saying is we're going to go sideways half as far. So instead of going to pi over 2 to get to 1, we're going to go halfway to pi over 2 to get up to 1. And instead of going to pi to get to 0, we're going to go halfway, and it's going to be pi over 2 that gets me that x-intercept. 3 pi over 2 gives me my minimum, but we're going to go half of that distance. And so that's going to be 3 pi over 4, which is right here. So notice if I do pi over 2 times a half, I get pi over 4. So that's this distance right here to go up. And then we said half of pi is going to be pi over 2. So where I was at 0 for pi, now I'm at 0 for pi over 2. And then if I take the 3 pi over 2 and multiply it by a half, I'm going to get 3 pi over 4, or 3/4 pi. So that's halfway between 1/2 and 1 right here. And then 2 pi times 1/2 gives me plain old pi. So where this is at 0, this is now at 0. So 1 period of pi, or 1 period of my new graph stops half that distance, right? So y equals sine of theta is as if I took the original function and squished it with a horizontal trash compactor and got it down to pi being my period instead of 2 pi. Okay, now I could continue this and do a second period. So I could go up and then down and then back. So do you see that I could actually fill 2 of those in if I wanted to in a normal period of sine? Or I could just stop at 1 period to at least let me know that you knew what you were doing. All right, so if we take a look at the next one, when I see cosine of theta over 2, take a moment to pause the video and see if you could describe to me what's going to happen to the parent graph. And they showed us this parent graph right here. And so we can rewrite this as the cosine of 1/2 theta. Okay. And so that means my scale factor is going to be the reciprocal. Because it's horizontal, we have work to do. So the scale factor is going to be the reciprocal, or just 2. And since that's greater than 1, it's going to be an expansion. Okay. So that means that we're going to be expanded horizontally by a scale factor of 2. Okay. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to call this here 2 pi. I'm going to call this pi. So this is pi over 2, and this is 3 pi over 2. So that's my 1, 2, 3, 4 steps of my first period. And so we said, again, we're going to graph theta, cosine of theta over 2 with a dashed line. And looking at the unit circle, at 0, cosine is 1. So we're going to start as high as 1. And remember, for cosine, it takes 2 steps to make the valley, and it takes 2 steps to come out of that valley. So this is my original function with a period of 2 pi. Okay, so again, this point is pi over 2, this point is 3 pi over 2. So what's going to happen is, if I'm expanding by a scale factor of 2, that means that my period is going to be twice as big as the 2 pi. So my new period is going to be 4 pi. So that means I'm going to have 4 pi here, and I need to split that evenly. Or what we could think of is, if I took pi over 2 and multiplied it by 2, I get pi for that first step. If I take pi and multiply it by 2, I get 2 pi for that second part. If I take 3 pi over 2 and multiply it by 2, I get 3 pi for my third part. And if I take the normal period of cosine of 2 pi and double that, that means my fourth step is going to be at 4 pi. Now notice my height isn't changing, it's only my period, or my horizontal. So that means cosine still starts at 1, but now instead of taking 1 step to get to 0, it's going to take 2. And instead of taking 2 steps to get to -1, it's going to take 4. And instead of 3 steps, and so on and so forth. So notice I've got a maximum at 0, then I'm at an x-intercept at pi, 2 pi is my minimum, 3 pi will be back to an x-intercept, and 4 pi is back to my maximum. And so my function looks something like that. So again, I'm taking each of my original 4 stopping points, multiplying them by 2, and getting my new 4 steps to get to the end of the period. All right, so then if we take a look at this one, this is going to be combining both things together. And so take a moment to tell me, I've got a parent graph of y is equal to the sine of theta. How does this graph differ from the parent graph? So pause the video and give that a try. So this 4 on the outside is going to be my vertical change, And since the scale factor of 4 is greater than 1, that's an expansion. Okay, so we're going to say expanded vertically by a scale factor of 4. So that's the first thing we deal with. So notice I want to go as high as 4 and as low as -4. And then I can rewrite this and say 4 sine of 1/2 theta. So this horizontal scale factor, so notice this is the vertical scale factor. My horizontal scale factor, I always have work to do. So that means my scale factor is going to be the reciprocal, which is 2/1 or just 2. And again, that's greater than 1, so it's still an expansion. And so we're going to say the second thing is expanded horizontally by a scale factor of 2. All right. So notice this part changed my vertical, that instead of going as high as 1 and as low as -1, now I'm going to go as high as 4 and as low as -4. And then what this changes is my 4 steps. So normally my 4 steps are pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. So again, that's like the 4 quadrants across the unit circle. And my scale factor is 2, so I'm going to multiply everything through by 2 to figure out where my new 4 steps are for the things that we do with the graph. So here we get pi, here we get 2 pi, here we get 3 pi, and here we get 4 pi. So that means my first step, instead of being at pi over 2, is now going to be at pi, and instead of being at pi, it's going to be twice as far, which is 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi. Okay. So now, if we look at the unit circle, sine of theta starts at 0. And so I'm going to start my sine of theta at 0 still. Actually, I'm going to do this black. We're just going to go ahead and plunge right in. And then normally I do a hill and a valley. I don't have any reflecting, so I'm still going to do that. But instead of my maximum being at 1, it's going to be up at 4. And instead of my side step being at pi over 2, it's now at pi. Then the second step for sine is to come back down. So I did my hill. So now I need to do my valley. So I'm going to come down here and then back up here. So we stretched it vertically by a scale factor of 4, and we stretched it horizontally by a scale factor of 2. Now, the book isn't going to do this exactly, so when you look at the answer document, it might look a little different because they might keep this scale the same all the time. But look, because I placed a red dot on the answer document so that it showed you where the end of the first period is.